Path of Exile 2 is just a few months away, and the hype is real. We recently got a ton of new information about the game, including details about the campaign, the gem system, and what players are saying about it. One thing's for sure, Path of Exile 2 is shaping up to be a completely different beast from its predecessor. Let's break down all the juicy details. One of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is, which leagues will be in Path of Exile 2? Well, we've got some good news. Delirium, Ritual, and Breach are all confirmed to be making a comeback, and it's looking very likely that Delve will be joining the party too. The developers have said that they want to bring about 80% of the old leagues to Path of Exile 2 eventually, so we can expect to see a lot of our favorites return. But what about the other 20%? Which leagues might get left behind? Could we see some brand new leagues designed specifically for Path of Exile 2? Only time will tell, but it's fun to speculate. The developers want everyone to experience the full journey from a lowly exile to a powerful hero. But don't worry, the campaign won't feel like a chore. It's packed with secrets and surprises. There are hidden chests, special monsters, and even mini-quests that you can discover if you explore off the beaten path. Each playthrough will feel different, thanks to these hidden flourishes. And if you're worried about getting stuck because you can't find the right gear, don't be. Path of Exile 2 features deterministic drops, which means certain items are guaranteed to be found in specific locations. So if you need a specific weapon or armor piece, you know exactly where to look. On top of that, the game has a smart loot system that helps you find the gear you need, even if you're unlucky with random drops. If you're missing a key item for your build, the game will make sure you find it eventually. The campaign areas are also much bigger than in Path of Exile 1, but don't worry about getting lost or having to run back to town all the time. There are more checkpoints throughout the areas, where you can save your progress and refill your potions. And finally, the developers have listened to player feedback and made sure that you get plenty of loot and gold in the campaign, so you'll be able to upgrade your gear and buy new items without having to grind for hours. The gem system in Path of Exile 2 is getting a complete overhaul, giving you more control over how you build your character than ever before. First of all, you no longer level up your gems by gaining experience. Instead, you'll use special items called uncut gems to level them up. This means you get to choose which skills you want to level up, instead of just leveling up whichever gems you happen to be using at the time. Another big change is that you can only use one of each support gem on your entire character. Support gems are those special gems that make your skills stronger or give them new effects. So you'll have to choose wisely which support gems you want to use, because you can't just stack a bunch of the same ones on every skill. And finally, your character's attributes, strength, dexterity, and intelligence are now much more important. The stronger your character is in a certain attribute, the more powerful support gems you can use. So if you want to use the best support gems, you'll need to invest in your attributes. As with any big changes, the Path of Exile community has mixed feelings about Path of Exile 2. Some players are excited about the new challenges and the increased depth, while others are worried that the game is becoming too complicated or too slow. Some players who tried the demo at Gamescom said that the game felt very slow and clunky. They were used to the fast-paced action of Path of Exile 1, and they felt like Path of Exile 2 was a step backward in that regard. There's also been some debate about the new passive skill tree. Some players think it's too similar to the old tree and doesn't offer enough new options. They were hoping for a more radical redesign. However, there are also plenty of players who are excited about the changes. Popular streamer Ziggy D, for example, praised the developers for their focus on making the bosses more challenging and for implementing the smart loot system to help new players. He thinks Path of Exile 2 is shaping up to be a fantastic game. With early access just a few months away, the Path of Exile 2 hype train is full steam ahead. We're still waiting to hear exactly how we'll be able to play the game early, but we're expecting more information soon. The developers have also promised to reveal more details about Ascendancies and endgame content closer to launch. Ascendancies are those special subclasses that give your character powerful new abilities, and the endgame is where you'll spend most of your time once you've finished the campaign. Path of Exile 2 is going to be a wild ride, and we can't wait to see what else the developers have in store for us. Stay tuned for more news and updates. As always, Lucy here, signing off.